Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Progress Report. This is episode number 21, I believe. But for those of you who don't know who I am or what the series is, I'm Nomad222. Progress Report is a series where every week I'm updating you guys on the progress of my career as a content creator, music creator, overall creator. So make sure you go back and watch episode 1 for all the introductions and further details about what this is about. This is a very special episode because I just finished releasing Proud of Me, my first single of the year. It's the second episode of the year. This is week 2 of January. And yeah, I'm just very excited to get into these statistics, talk about what's happening right now and everything that's been going on regarding the music. But before we get into that, this is unofficially a episode that's brought to you by 9side Code. Now, for those of you who've been seeing the content I've been posting, you'll notice that it's this cap specifically has 9side on it. However, I did want to also acknowledge that I am wearing their the 9side t-shirt. And I want to shout out my bro, Young Maney, who's also from the western suburbs of Naarm. He's doing amazing things, and he just recently started this brand alongside doing his own music. And shout out to him, shout out to 9side Co. If you're not following them already, it's Young Maney on IG, it's 9side Co on Instagram as well, and everything like that. Make sure you're following them. I'm proud to be part of the 9side family. I was working in the garage all day yesterday, and then all of a sudden there was just a package in the mailbox yesterday. I went and checked it, and it just happened to be this t-shirt, which I'm going to be rocking the hell out of in every single thing that I'm doing. And thank you once again for sending that out. I really do appreciate it. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode. So starting off, as per usual, you guys know that I like to start off with the Spotify monthly listeners, which is which we have a target to hit 4 million monthly listeners, and that's based off Connor Price and everyone else that we listen to. But we started off this journey on the 8th of August 2024 with 51 monthly listeners. This past week we've had a dip, and we are sitting at 444 monthly listeners, so that's not great. But the Spotify total streams. So what I've done differently this week, last week you would have heard me say that our streams are at 16,805. But what I've done is I've actually gone through all of my data, and I've looked up exactly how much streams in total that I have up to this date. And what the number came back to me was 157,610 streams on Spotify. And then I'm just going to jump ahead. My total streams on Apple Music are at 8,256. And that was a little bit easier to calculate because Apple Music actually allows you to look at the lifetime of your account and your profile and everything like that. So that's how we got that figure there. So 8,256 on Apple Music, but 157,610 streams on Spotify. So that's pretty crazy. Spotify followers, we've gained, I believe that's 5 new followers. So we're at 327 new followers. So shout out to everyone who's following us on Spotify. Spotify playlist ads, we are at 1,176 all time. 2 monthly listeners on Apple Music. And you already know what the total streams are. Moving on to social media. Let's talk about Instagram followers. So we've had an increase, but it's actually just the same amount as we had 2 weeks ago. So we're at 4,087 Instagram followers. Not going to complain about that. That's cool. TikTok followers, we're at 5,470. So that is 20 more followers than we had last week. So shout out to everyone on TikTok. YouTube subscribers. This was the biggest leap I think that I've had in my entire time having a YouTube channel. I feel like I've been saying that more and more over the recent weeks, but we had 558 subscribers last week, and now we're at 584 subscribers. So if you're watching this now, or you're watching this as a short or the long form video, I really do appreciate it. Please share the videos around. We're trying to build this community up. We're trying to get a golden play button, all of that good stuff. But thank you again for subscribing to the channel and being one of the 584 people subscribed to this channel right now. Now that's all the subscribers, the followers, and everything like that across the 3 main platforms for me. But let's talk about the engagement rate. So on Instagram, my engagement rate looks like 2.08%. And that is actually slightly above average. It's lower than we had last week, but it is slightly above average for Instagram, so that's great. On TikTok, we've gone up since last week to 4.75%, whereas last week it was 3.88%. However, that 4.75% is still slightly below average on the TikTok platform, which is unfortunate. YouTube. So last week we had 1.8%, and that was on the lower end. However, we are sitting at 3.58% on YouTube, and that is above average. So again, shout out to everyone that's watching this on YouTube and supporting me on YouTube. Just supporting me in general, whether that's on Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of the platforms, anywhere that you guys are supporting me, even in person as well. I really do appreciate it. It goes a long way, and it makes me confident that I can keep going and put out new music. Now, let's talk about what just happened with the release of this past week. So last Friday, I put out a single called Proud of Me. Looking at my Spotify for Artists app right now, I'm sitting at 532 all-time streams, which I have to admit, anything less than 1,000 in the first week is a little bit disappointing, and it's hard, but at the same time, like, I know that this is just week 1 of a lifetime of having this song be out in the world. It is a song that's close to heart, because it's like a love letter and letter of respect to both my parents. You know, the first verse is dedicated to my father, second verse is dedicated to my mom, just for raising me and giving me a good life. There's also that homage to early Kanye West, where, you know, I sing the "Hey mama, I want to sing so loud for you, cause I'm so proud of you, and let me tell you what I'm about to do." But yeah, there's different things going on in that song, but at the same time, like, I kind of got to understand that, like, I look at the landscape around me, I look at what's popping in my local scene, I look at what's popping just in hip-hop in general, and things, let's be real, positivity and, you know, songs that pay homage to parents and things like that is not really, you know, it's not what's popular. People don't want to hear that. People kind of want to be in a negative space right now, and that's just kind of the state of the culture right now. But I'm pushing that message of positivity and trying to, you know, at the end of the day, it's a song that I put out because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, I enjoyed listening to it, and I'm gonna enjoy performing it when I eventually do get the chance to perform it. So that's how I feel about that. But other than the number of streams, another thing that stood out to me is that I got 11 streams out of the United States, just on that song alone. So that was pretty cool. But let's talk more about, you know, something that we brought up last week and we discussed, was the fact that I have a growing international audience in the Philippines, United States, New Zealand, and South Africa. If you want the numbers on those, I gave you the amount of listeners in those countries last week, but I want to talk about just the past 7 days and how that's kind of changed a little bit. So the top countries for this week, it's still number 1 is still Australia with 132 listeners. In the Philippines, we got 120 listeners still. And in the United States, we've got 54 listeners. New Zealand, we've got 28 listeners. South Africa, we got 13 listeners. Now, South Africa stayed the same. New Zealand, we lost 2 listeners. United States, we lost 1 listener. And the Philippines, we lost 8 listeners. But that's still fine. Like, it's still consistently those countries. And that lets me know that, you know, whoever's listening to me in these countries, I'm starting to have like a real, like, tangible group of people that are listening to me in these countries. The other thing that I found out after last week, after doing a bit more investigation as to why my fan base is growing in the Philippines, I found out that the song that's really popping off in the Phils is actually Life and Times. And the reason why is because the production is by DJ Spell, also known as Spell, who happens to be well, at least the music and the beats and you know, his production is quite prominent in the Filipinos b-boy, b-girl culture, in breakdancing over there in the Phils. So I'm kind of the beneficiary of the DJ Spell stimulus package, if you will. You know, in the same vein that, like, you know, for a very long time, hip hop was dominated with, you know, features by Drake, and whoever got a Drake feature or something like that, or even a Cole feature or Kendrick Lamar feature, whoever got a feature from one of those big three, would benefit greatly from just having them present on the song. And that's kind of what's happened to me, and I'll take it. Like, I'm not mad at that. Anytime that I get to leverage the popularity of Spell, the legend that is DJ Spell, hey, my bro, I appreciate it. So I'm out here in the Philippines, my songs are going off, and to everyone, all my kuyas, all my ates, all my titos, all of you out there in the Philippines, I've said it week after week now for quite some time. I love you. I appreciate you. Keep running up my music. I hope that you guys stick around for what I have in store moving forward. But if it feels like I'm animated today, it's just, you know, nothing different has changed. I'm just, you know, I've had a good morning. It started off quite horribly. So I woke up at 5 a.m. I was going to go do my workout. So since the year started, I've been consistently trying to get 10,000 steps a day. So I'll wake up at 5, go for a walk for an hour, come back at 6, get a workout in, and then that's from 6 to 7, and then 7 a.m. start my day with the kids and everything like that. So I woke up at 5. I came out here looking for my vlogging camera because I've been vlogging the walks, right? Couldn't find it, and then I realized that it must have fallen out of my wagon the night before, because I took my sons for a wagon walk and I put the bag on the side of the wagon. It got lost. Anyway, that's a long story short. I spent most of this morning from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. looking for it, dropped the kids off, and then came back and then kept looking for it again. I went and retraced my steps, went for that walk like 5 times again, and I couldn't find it. I came back here, I put the word out on social media. I told everyone that I can't find my camera. I lost it yesterday. And it turns out that someone put in like a local Facebook group that they had found it yesterday by the school, just up the road. And, you know, just fortunately, they were cool. Like, they posted it, they gave me a call, we talked about it. I'm gonna go pick it up later. Yeah, I'm filming on a different camera, obviously, for this iteration, and obviously I'm not using my Rode mics like I normally would for better quality, but it is what it is. But just the positivity, like, I lost all hope. I was so depressed like a couple of hours ago, you don't understand. And now I'm in a much better positive space, just because man is good. If you've ever seen that episode of Community where, you know, Jeff Wenger and them and Annie are trying to like debate someone whether man is good or man is inherently evil, like I thought man was inherently evil, but man is good. And shout out to my bro Manpreet. I believe it's Manpreet. Let me get that right, actually. Yes, shout out to my boy Manpreet. I'm gonna come see you later, pick up the camera and everything like that. I'm really grateful. I'm glad you picked it up, because I had a pretty good vlog yesterday. So yeah, at least everything is intact. And he picked it up last night, not this morning. So that means that it wasn't sitting out in the outside cold or whatever last night was. So I'm positive. Anyway, I'm trying to carry that positivity into what's moving forward. And then, you know, just going through these stats, like the YouTube stuff really has me amped up. I can't lie, like 584 new subscribers to the channel. It has me really, like, you know, I'm very hyped about that. And then there's also the fact that, like, Nine Side Co, once again, shout out to them, that you sent out this jersey to Lil Low Me. And now I got the jersey with the matching cap. I got the navy blue cap as well. I got, you know, shout out to y'all for the recognition and, you know, understanding that, you know, we're all from the West and we're trying to come up together. I really do appreciate it. I rock it with pride. There's a lot to be positive about right now, and I just needed that perspective after this morning. In terms of the songs and the music, you know, Proud of Me is out. I'm still pushing it. Content's coming out every single day. I've got like at least 2 posts that are specifically designed for Proud of Me that drop every single day at different times, and then I've got 1 post that promotes an older song from my existing catalog once a day. I've got reels that are promoting this series progress report. I got some reels that are promoting my Mad Mondays videos that drop every single Monday. So if you're not across that, make sure you go check that out. Episode 1 just came out this week. But I'm talking about like what I'm answering questions. There's like 7 questions every single episode that I'm answering about different facets of my life and my career and how I approach content creation and music and things like that. Everything's just firing on all cylinders, and I feel like that consistency, that relentlessness, that oversaturation of content that I'm putting out right now is a huge reason for the growth that I'm seeing in Progress Report, and that in turn makes this series more interesting because I'm not just hopping on here and just being like, yeah guys, we got like a 1% change this week from last week. No, I'm jumping on here and I'm being like, wow, look, this isn't doing well, but this is doing well. You know, the monthly listeners at the target, we're not any closer than we were from like 5 weeks ago, but our YouTube growth is going crazy right now. And you know, touch wood, we're able to find some consistency across the board and just continue to push and make things happen that way. But I'm not mad either way. I'm not mad if that's not the way the cookie crumbles. So yeah, today's episode is just about, you know, feeling good. I've given you guys the numbers. You guys kind of understand it. I don't feel like I need to waffle on any longer. But like I said, More Than a Game is dropping on the 17th of January. So make sure you check that out. Pre-save it. I'll put the pre-save in my link tree, my bio and all of that. And you know, if you like the content that you're seeing, please like or dislike if you don't like it. Leave a comment below if there's anything else you want to see in this series in particular, or any of the other things that I'm posting or creating or doing on YouTube or whatever. Wherever you guys are seeing this, please leave a comment below. It really does help. That's what boosts the engagement rate, by the way. And at the end of the day, don't forget to subscribe, because we are going for the golden play button, and every week we are just getting more and more numbers. This community is growing larger and larger, and look at what we're building together. Look at how much closer we're getting to this goal, because we're all in this together, right? So the closer, the more people jump on, like you guys, you want to get in early, like, because I'm remembering every single person that jumps on before we hit 1,000 subscribers. Like, that's just, I'm gonna make like a plaque or something. I'm gonna put everyone's names on there, everyone's handles and all of that, and I'm gonna remember my first 1,000. And again, shout out to everyone. Thank you guys so much. That's how I'm gonna end the episode. Stay positive, and remember that together we move.